going to go ahead and start this meeting since we've got a half hour. So I'd like to call the Parks and Rec committee meeting for March 21st, 2024. All at 7:31 p.m. In attendance, we have Mr. Clement and Mr. Booth, actually on the phone. He's en route. He's driving.
He's not allowed to talk on the phone while he's driving.
So, and then he's talking through the car. Yeah. And then also, thankfully, we have Mr. Cohen with us from the utility department. So I know he'll participate in our conversation. So, okay, a couple quick things, and then I know we have a presentation, but we were just contacted this week pertaining to the Hawks basketball team. I think they made Hawking history as far as making their first tournament win. We just found out about it though, so we weren't able to pull off a resolution for them before today. They were planning a parade and stuff, but now I guess they're going to do it Tuesday. They're
at 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock. And so we're working on getting the information because typically in resolutions like that, we put in there, their success throughout the season, if there was any athletes that had received any accolades, special honors during the course of the year, or MVP, that kind of stuff, and we'll recognize them as well. So we're going to try to get that all together for Monday's meeting, and I think they're doing the parade on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. So hopefully that'll all work out like I think it can. So just wanted to give a quick shout out for that. Dee Dee Logie is here. She's taking over the junior high baseball from Mr. LaRue, and she was kind enough to provide us some information on their expenses. In the past couple of years, the city has helped, since the junior high baseball is not, if you will, affiliated per se with the school. They play in the Sandlot League. They join that league. They do represent Nelsonville, but it's not, they're not really playing at the high school. So in the last couple of years, the city has helped support them in that endeavor. So I didn't know if you wanted to go over any of this, Dee Dee.
Yeah, you need me to go up there? Or?
You don't have to, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I tried to give you guys a breakdown from when Tammy and Chad Inman and I started it in 2019. So back then, Tony had gotten us a check for $5,000. And so I tried to show where that money went. So it lasted quite a long time because of COVID. There was a whole season there that was a wash. But most of it's going towards uniform expenses, equipment, and then umpires. I know the umpire fee was $35, and now they're, it's gone up.
Yeah.
So it's, usually $70 in cash for a doubleheader is what we're paying out to 2 umpires. But just as of tonight, though, you guys also gave them money. It looks like back in July of 22, you gave us, then they got $2,000. And then the end of the season last year, they were $1,520.84, and we've already paid at least for shirts, $539.82. So the account's down to $981.02. So
when I talked to Mr. Sappington today, it appeared that because I think when Jason had mentioned to me about Mr. LaRue asking it, was he asking for 2,000? I think
he didn't say.
He didn't say.
He just knew that Gary Sullivan was the last one.
Okay, and I thought we was 2,000, but when I talked to Mr. Sappington today, I think he said we had 2,500 in the account that we can give. So, which I think would be fine. And the money's already been appropriated in the budget, so we won't need any sort of appropriation come Monday. We would just need Tom and Taylor to work together to make that happen.
okay, that's great.
Miss LaRue, did you have a question?
No, I just,
okay.
I just was
Yeah,
said that's what I heard too.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch up yet. You guys are going to use Crabtree, right?
I think that was their original intent.
That's what Bill talked about.
Yeah, they've been over at the high school, but that part of that was the field was wet. and so they were out on the football field.
Okay.
And then the other part at the time was we had people in the dugout, and we just didn't think that was a safe place to be yet.
Right.
So, but I do believe that's what his intention was to practice
I got a
down here.
text from the superintendent, they wanted to talk to me next week about Crabtree.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure that at least they have the ability to practice there.
I know they redone the field in Brooklyn.
Yeah, softball team.
Yeah, but that's a pretty small field, so it'd
Yeah.
be nice if they could use Crabtree. It's a big field, plus it'd be great to see that being used.
Yeah, I think Bill's biggest concern is having someone to drag it and
Yeah.
prep it.
How close is that Crabtree ready to be ready?
I don't think anything's been done at Crabtree this year.
Okay.
The committee has been down at Polley working on that. They added a baseball field down there. They put in 48.6 ton of dirt. I mean, they've been down there working on this year. Nobody's messed with this one over here.
Yeah, and it's gonna be used for practice, because all the games are
Okay.
played at the Sandlot or Wellston, and I think they said perhaps Meg's,
Okay,
because we're stuck in the 8th grade league again.
okay, yeah, not enough of.
Not enough,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm absolutely fine with, having Tom and Taylor work together on, making that happen. We had it in the budget already.
Sure.
So I'm okay with that. Do you have any discussion on that, Justin?
I would support it. The only question I'd ask is, have we been approached by, or do we appropriate anything for junior high softball as well?
So that's a great question. So we have not, that to my knowledge, been approached by them yet, but I believe actually when we first did that, the first year we did that, I think we actually did discuss ensuring that we offered the same to the softball players as well. I don't know who's actually in charge of that though. Anybody know? Okay. So we can reach out to them and we'll just have to find out who that is. But we can definitely reach out and let them know that there's support there if they need it. I'm assuming they're gonna need the same support.
I would think.
I remember when we first started doing it, I think Ryan Campbell was he involved with it?
Yeah, he has, but it's been several years
Yeah,
for Ryan.
okay. All right, I've got a note here, so we can reach out to them and find out. I can find out pretty quickly, I bet, who's involved and just let them know. Oh, James Ripple was involved.
Yeah,
I
James
think.
did it for a while.
Yeah. I can reach out to James if he's not the one. And what about Adam Fowler? Was he involved?
Yeah, his daughter will be she's a junior this year, so yeah, he would know. He wouldn't be involved, but he would know.
Okay. I'll reach out to one of them and let them know, because we'll definitely support them as well.
Absolutely.
So, okay. All right, well, we're good with that, so I'll just let Tom and Taylor know that we're in favor of that, so. Okay, third item on the agenda, we figured we'd work on this. Mr. Tolliver, Chief Tolliver has been nice enough to provide us with the ATV ordinance. This has been going on for a while now. And we'd like to be able to move forward with it. I don't know if you guys have, if you recall reviewing it before. I have it pulled up on my computer if you need a refresher of it. It's a much better ordinance than what we currently have. In terms of it allows for the police department to enforce better, and ensure it's more explicit, I should say, in terms of what is required when riding around town on your ATVs. It even goes into a couple of definitions for, ATVs and motorcycles, for their usage. And, the requirements are to be street legal and wear helmets and have brake lights, mirrors, no children, no passengers, which I think has been a key safety issue that a lot of people have mentioned. Ms. LaRue?
Do you need those triangles on them too, or no?
Not unless it's a slow-moving vehicle like a golf cart, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
so if they go less than 35 miles an hour. I
Okay,
think
thank
so.
you, thank you.
So I'm absolutely okay with, Chief Tulliver's, ordinance that he's provided. And there are also fines on there if they're, it's $50. So its first violation, will be $250. And then subsequent fines are additional $50. So if they're repeat offenders, they're gonna get charged more for it. So I think that also ensures hopefully compliance. So I'm okay with it. The questions that I think that we should discuss is that, there's been discussion if you do it for the time when the trails are open or if you do it all year long. I know that there are some folks that use them mostly in-town folks use them all year round. Some people use them for plowing, etc. So I just feel like that should be discussed as well as possibly streets. Some people feel like certain streets should be, only, I feel like if you're gonna, I don't want somebody to come off a back street that lives in town, that's not on the approved list and then get in trouble going to the approved streets, you know what I mean? I feel like.
Yeah, I think it'd be complicated to,
I think so.
just pick certain streets.
I agree.
And, so yeah, year round, that is something that we'll have to decide.
Yeah, I think personally, I'm okay with it being all year round, especially with the terminology that the chief has in the ordinance. So I feel like it allows them to enforce. One of the complaints he said that he does get from individuals in the community, though, is that people are doing it, and then the officers, when they arrive, they're not doing, the only way for them to enforce is being able to catch them in the act. So like they can't go by hearsay. If they call the police and they say, hey, they're riding with children on this particular street. And then when the officer actually arrives, if they're not there doing it at that moment when they're arrived to the scene, they cannot track them down and write them a ticket.
Sure.
It's all hearsay. So, but
So
What's the variance in times? I would imagine different times of the day that might be difficult for the officer to get there.
it could be. I mean, just all depends also what the officers are dealing with at that moment.
Correct.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, I don't know in terms of like current calls. They have written tickets. They have mentioned that, that they have written tickets for ATVers. But I don't know in terms of when it's happening during the day or night. So, but I think that personally, I'm okay with it being all year round. That's fine. I did talk to Chief about possibly doing maybe a small additional sign under the ATV friendly sign that actually has the ordinance number on it. So people could familiarize themselves with the ordinance if they wanted to, so if they're here, that way they know what's the ordinance actually is.
Well, the other advantage is the fact that they know that there is an ordinance.
That's true. Very good point.
and what about hours? How should we put a limitation on the hours that they can be ridden?
I don't know. I think the Wayne is 24/7, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't think you can ride nights on
Sundown, so it's like dusk till dawn kind of thing.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so like dusk till dawn, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Or you could do it like hunting, 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after.
Yeah.
So,
Well, one more thing with that is you're gonna have people come in here, into town camping and different things like that. And they're gonna bring their ATVs in to ride the trails. So instead of having to fire up the car at night, I need to run down the speedway and give me this, give me that. As long as it has lights and everything on it, then it should be allowed to go down there and get what they need, not run around through town. They go down and get what they need and come back.
right.
To support the local community.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I think that if they do have the lights and they're following all safety precautions and all road, rules, I think that's I mean, Nelsonville's mostly 25 miles an hour everywhere anyway.
You have to think about the time, because if somebody is using it for plowing, and they're going around plowing, I mean, we get hit with a huge snowstorm in the middle of the night, they might have to get on their four to go plow driveways or whatever it is they're being paid to do.
That's a good point. Okay, wish the chief was here to weigh in on that, on what his thoughts were, but, I'm fine with, using, his ordinance and allowing it to be, I mean, I guess I'm not really, I guess that could be the police department's discretion too, I guess, if they're out at night, like say plowing or whatever, so. I don't know. Any more thoughts there, Mr. Booth?
I think we touched on all points.
All right, so we'll push this ordinance forward. The hours will be, we'll do all year long. And then hours, then do we want to actually determine what those hours should be? Are we gonna?
I think we can discuss that. Our meeting's starting at 8 o'clock and we still have this young man to go.
We'll push that forward for further discussion. Okay, and then the last presentation, we have a gentleman here. His name is,
On the ATV,
yes.
are we gonna require a registration and a registration fee for it? Why not?
Well, if they just come in camping for the weekend, are we gonna require them?
Well, it's the same thing on the trails. They come in on the trails for the weekend, they have to have a permit.
Well, but the permit's for the whole year though.
Okay, same thing with our permit, we could issue a permit, and pick up a little extra money as far as helping out, as far as issuing permits for people to be able to drive their ATV in the city all year round.
Okay. Well, that'll have to be a discussion for a further time then. That will take a little longer. So we have one last presentation. So for our meeting, this might take a few minutes. We have a gentleman, Trevor Boggs, who is looking to do his Eagle Scout project at Polley Field. And Mr. Boggs, I'm going to give you the floor, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Trevor Boggs. I'm with 364 here in Nelsonville. I also shoot trap shooting for Nelsonville on archery. And I'm just here to get your guys' approval on my Eagle Scout project.
Sure. What are your thoughts?
So the first thing I would like to do is dugout, paint the dugouts and like kind of fix the roofs a bit. And just make them kind of look nicer. I know they just had a cleanup day at the Polley Field, and probably next year I was hoping to do all this.
Okay.
The next thing.
So you're looking to paint and clean up the dugouts?
Yes.
And, oh, look, happens to be a wall. And Mr. Cohen was talking to me earlier about painting a wall.
We actually painted the section of it maybe 3 weeks ago, just to see how it was gonna hold.
Yes, we've seen it gray down there.
Right?
Yeah,
We took the back truck down and power washed it with the back truck, used the one because there's no water there. And then so we've done it because if we get 3 guys from Star, we need them. So we was gonna do it since they were cleaning up the field so much down there. We were gonna, paint goes on sale at Savings. Beginning of April, it's buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
We figured total, it takes 61 gallons.
wow. Big wall.
The next thing I would like to do is fix the fences, like replace them and put in new posts. Because all the fences are usually, when you look at them, either dented, tilted, or just kind of, just almost destroyed. Another thing would be put in new concession stand doors, and like a new,
Looks like they've been broken into a couple times.
yeah. put in like a garage door kind of thing for the
front?
For the front.
Okay.
I was looking at that down there.
And have you been reaching out to like people that suppliers and
Not yet, no, no, so,
just waiting for approval?
yeah, waiting for approval.
So, and this next page is an example of that type of door that you'd like to put down there?
That type of
Okay.
door.
I think it already has that door, because you did it during the Timberland Club, did it?
Well, when we went with the youth league, they said it's trash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got
they said it's not
Probably somebody messed
very
with it.
good, it's not very
Yeah.
good shape.
I think we had that steel door put on, and like 2 months later, they'd already vandalized it.
Okay. And then, okay. Wow, so you're gonna take big undertaking there, and you're looking at some new trash cans for down there?
Yeah, new trash.
Wow, that would be pretty awesome.
Trevor, is this a project you'll be doing by yourself or other people involved?
I'll have, see if other people want to try and help me with this kind of community project that they want.
Okay.
Nice. When you're looking at replacing scoreboards? Okay. Wow, so this is something that you're, like, what's your timeline, you think, if we're okay with it and we decide that we're gonna bring it to the full council for discussion and full council is okay with, the project, what's your time frame you'd like to accomplish it?
Next year,
Maybe this fall,
fall of next year.
Fall of next year?
no, fall this year,
Oh, fall
in the
this year.
spring of next year.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
starting
In between baseball seasons.
okay. So you'd start this fall and then maybe accomplish part of your goals here, and then your goal would be to complete it by spring then. Okay, okay.
How do you plan on power washing the wall? Because there's no water anywhere close to that.
Yeah, and that's what we didn't know. We didn't know if we'd have to get a pump truck down there or something.
There's some way he might be able to coordinate with the city maybe, or,
Are you gonna get paint? Is that?
Well,
part of it?
the ultimate goal is for him to get approval and then fundraise, and then whatever amount of money he has. So his very last page he has is a hierarchy down through, you know. If he only raises $5,000 or $10,000, you know, that list is gonna get shortened. Because just like the scoreboard balloons are 5,000 a piece. Yeah, and then just like you said, 61 gallons of paint's a lot of paint.
So would it throw a wrench in this if we went ahead and did the wall?
No, that's part of the reason why it's here.
Because it's gonna take a lot and it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, this is like him shooting for the moon.
yeah. Well, and Mr. Cohen's trying to work on a paint sale that's occurring.
If for some, I mean, it's just like the youth league is already painting the dugout, so. That might be done by the time he gets to that project, and if that's done, then he'll be like, okay, I could maybe put basketball hoops in or something. You know what I mean?
Basically, what this is for his Meritage is to initiate the plan, go as far as the plan, and you'll get to raise the funds to do the plan, and go as far as we can on the plan.
So if it,
Not all this may not be completed by then.
it would be a lot easier for us to do, because of the power washing, just the power washing alone.
Yeah.
Because we can get the back truck down through there with the wand on it, power wash it, and then come back the following day.
That's good. Us troop leaders, we think you guys should paint it.
Well,
That'd be a lot of weekends
that's
down
the
there
trouble.
painting.
And he could even count you guys power washing it as part of his project and painting it. His job is to organize, facilitate, and get everything done.
You can do the overseer.
Yeah. And I mean, he can even come down and help during that process.
I have a question, because I brought this to the city manager a couple of years ago. The water line got cut in two,
It's
because
fixed.
pardon?
The water line at the park.
The water line that comes up and is in the area that you're talking about, I believe, but like during Little League football in the fall, it's where,
So the one by where the announcer's booth is at,
right?
it got cut multiple times. But the other one, we've got water to.
But there's not enough pressure on it to be able to do the power wash with it.
You would have to have so so much hose.
You'd have to have a
across
lot.
it. Even if the other one was working, because that wall will have to way down around there.
It would be nice if there could be water there though for the kids. I know
Yeah,
that.
there's water in there. There's actually two frost-free spigots working, and we're actually putting water over the concession.
Thank you.
Well, I'm okay if, Mr. Boggs wants to move forward with this project and perhaps maybe if he's willing to come back before, he really starts in the fall, kind of give us an update on what, part of his projects have been completed and then how his fundraising's been going. It doesn't have to be in the fall, it could be anytime if if you get some, success in your, raising of funds and you want to share that with us and what you're looking to accomplish with it, I think that we would be interested in hearing more about.
Yeah, also, could you leave, your contact information with?
I did actually forward his email to you and Mr. Booth. I can share that with everybody else.
Okay.
And I have his dad's phone number.
There we go.
I can share, so, yep.
Now, would you recommend him coming back to the full council?
We'll have a meeting on Monday would you like him to come back on
Sure.
Monday? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because ultimately, he will need to get with the scouts, the council, and get an actual Eagle Scout, what application, is that right?
Workbook.
Yeah, and then they have to approve it, and then you have to approve it before he does even fundraising or anything.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
he can talk before full council on Monday and, during business and organizational.
Mhm. We'll add him to it.
Yep.
And then that would maybe give the city manager approval to sign off on it?
Yeah, he'll be on the phone with us.
Okay,
I'm trying to get the phone to work today, but it doesn't seem. to
I don't know if he'll be able to have that form by Monday, but
Okay.
if anything, maybe get it for afterwards.
Is Mr. King your,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawn.
yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very excited, so. good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've got 2 Eagle Scouts myself.
There we go.
All right, sir. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else for the committee? Okay, we'll adjourn at 7:59 PM. 1 minute.